What do you think El Sueño was like as a kid? Probably pulled the wings off flies.
Burned ants with a magnifying glass.
Tied cats over clotheslines. Maybe he had a cocaine sting. Junior achievement.
Who knows? Maybe he played violent video games.
I don't believe that shit, that video games make people violent. So what does make people violent then? Other people.
Hi everybody, it's Probably Master back from Teenage Mutant Ninja Scrubs, and today I've got a video showing you what you're not seen in Wildlands, Ghost Recon Wildlands, and potentially tell you what's actually is going to be in the main game and how it's kind of going to be set up. My review of the game is basically it's Far Cry in a Ghost Recon skin with kind of magnetic hug mechanics, some decent punchy gunplay, really good gadgets, brilliant customization for your character and for your weapons, including paint skins and camos for your clothes as well. The choice is unbelievable, to be honest with you, and it probably will get bigger before the game comes out. As I said, the game is, for me, it is exactly like Far Cry is set up in this kind of open world, which may not appeal to hardcore Ghost Recon fans. It maybe will appeal to the kind of more action-y orientated guys rather than the shooter guys. But I would urge you to give it a go. The way the world's set up and the way it works out is that you can play the game any way you want. Forgetting the kind of the glitchy, clunky animations, and you know the car physics and the the flying physics and the driving physics, which I did get used to quite quickly. To be honest, it's obviously the animations here are a bit clunky looking, to say the least. But graphically, the game is beautiful. It does have some issues, but for me on Xbox, it just looked beautiful. Here, as you can see, the physics are woeful, which hopefully, as I say, they will get fixed. But for me, the game is Far Cry. It's Ghost Recon in a Far Cry skin. It may not be catered for everybody, but I would suggest you give it a go, as it looks absolutely stunning on Xbox. I can't speak for PC, as I've not been able to play it on PC. But in all honesty, on Xbox, it looks brilliant. It looks absolutely beautiful. The game itself does actually allow you to play any way you want. You can go for a muckabout, you can go kind of in action game style, and you can go in all super attack. It is up to yourself, and I think a lot of people in their reviews and in their comments have actually forgot to mention that. It is up to you how you want to play the game and how you approach each objective. As you can see there, the panoramic views are glorious as well. The weather effects are really nice. There's a lot of good going for this game, and there is some glitches that should be ironed out before release. But I'll be honest with you, if this was the finished product, I'd still go and buy it, and I'll still be playing it. There's loads of gadgets in it, there's loads of stuff to collect and do. If it's a collecty type of game, kind of not unlike The Division, to be fair. You know, there is named weapons in this as well, which I'll touch upon in a wee minute. There's bullet drop in the weapons feel punchy, they feel good. I like the options for being able to switch your aim, although I couldn't figure out how to switch shoulder, which is a bit weird. But as I said, I got across the map, I found out the enemies are much tougher across the map. I was full level, I had all my skills, and we just got utterly swamped by maybe about 12-14 guys that just constantly kept spawning in. I've not got the full battle here. I've just taken snippets just to show you what's kind of going on. And I don't always take the good stuff. I usually sometimes take the bad stuff to specifically show you what's happening. Now, this was actually on... I played the game on Ghost mode, start to finish, and found it quite... Yeah, I do agree with a lot of people saying, yeah, it was quite easy. But as I said, I got through the map, and actually going through the map, I was on normal game mode in this point, and we're absolutely getting pummeled for all sides. Now, I know you're meant to run away and fall back for these guys, but I thought I would stay about and, you know, just see how long we could hold out and kind of take them on. And yeah, the enemies are definitely a harder challenge. as you get out of the first area that was in the beta. So please bear that in mind. The enemies are tougher, they are more in number, and there's certainly more things shooting you and more other things to worry about as soon as you get out of that first area. Across the board, they're virtually meters away from where we were playing, and I mean meters. There are gunships with 2 50mm cals sitting behind them. There's SAM missiles, and basically what that means is when you get further out, you're going to see more complex installations and compounds, etc. And as far as I'm concerned, with every Far Cry game, that means vehicles. You're going to have tanks, you're going to have jet fighters, I'm hoping you're going to have snowmobiles for the snow sections, and I'm hoping we're going to have airboats or hovercrafts for the swamp sections. As far as I can say, you're going to probably have fortresses within the game as well, set out much like they were in Far Cry. And you're probably going to have 4 or 5 of them as well, really big kind of compound areas, and that's kind of challenging thing to do in the game when you kind of get closer to the end game content. There is 20 mini bosses, and it looks like there's one for each island, along with 4 main bosses which will be quartered up across the map, and it looks like there's a final island that will have El Sueno on it, and this is my projection. So we'll wait and see what happens there. But a lot of people actually haven't noticed as well and haven't touched on is that there are named exotic weapons in the game. In the beta we had access to a his AK-47 and a hers AK-47 when you finished the campaign. And basically, in previous games like Far Cry, there was one called a Shredder before, some people might remember that was one of my favourites. It's a weapon that's pre-modded and can't be changed in any way whatsoever, and it's a named weapon that you have to meet certain requirements in order to get a hold of that weapon. So there are named weapons in the game, and that's something to look forward to because some of them are utterly beastly. I know this is kind of more pushed towards being an action game, but I've played this with quite a number of people, and I played it with my 2 sons, and you can play this any way you want. You can go for a carry-on and have tractor races or tractor fighting, you can have helicopter gunfighting, you can run into a compound, everybody guns blazing and just have an absolute riot, or you can actually go all super tactical and have very fun things like, for instance, me and my sons sniped the snipers for a compound from their helicopter way up high, and then parachuted in and just demolished everybody for there. It was great fun, and it was stealthy as well, and it was fun. And again, the game lets you and your team play how you're going to play it. Necessarily you might be looking at going, it's just Far Cry and a Ghost Recon skin. Essentially it is, but the tools are there for you to play any way you want, and that's what a lot of reviewers haven't picked up on. I don't think it is more arcadey, but you can play it like a Ghost Recon game if you want. Now, as you can see, there's been a lot of stuff happening in the background there, and I've kind of just wanted to let it play out because it's all relevant to what I've been talking about. And as you can see here, I'm just about to get into a bit of trouble again. Ooh, as you can see, that was a SAM missile.
We got a SAM in the air. Start dodging.
Yeah, do burn the dodging. So as far as I'm concerned, Ghost Recon Wildlands is Far Cry in a Ghost Recon skin, but that is not a bad thing. That is actually an excellent thing. I'm hoping some of the Ghost Recon hardcore get into this, and I'm hoping other people get into this as well. If you liked the video, please comment, like and subscribe and share, and I'll catch you in the next one.
We do not exist.